Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Apologies first of all for a bit of the dim outlook on this video. I'm actually sat in my living room and the light's a little bit dull. I've done my best, but please bear with me. Hopefully it's the content rather than my ugly mug that's the important thing. Now, as you know, I did a video yesterday where I revealed to you that I actually wrote a letter to the White House. And you can see the thumbnail there. Dear Mr. President. And this was all about the fact that I consider England to be a captured nation and that, you know, Americans need to start having a look at this, or the American administration needs to start having a look at this for the sake of everybody. Now, that isn't the only letter that I wrote to the lighthouse. I hope it's the House of Light for us in England. I wrote a second letter as well. Before I do that, and by the request of somebody in the comments, I wanted to show you how you could do this yourself. I think it's very important to get as much awareness going as possible. Now, this is the actual site for the White House itself. You can either Google it or you can go directly to it. But it's basically, how do I contact the White House? And this is what you are left with. And what you get down the bottom is, you know, do you want to contact the president or the vice president? And then just select your information all the way down there. And it asks for your address and everything else. Put what you want to say. And there's 4,000 characters there. So, you know, you can get quite a sizable amount of information in there and send across what you want them to do. Paul Thorpe chose a video. I chose to write directly. I'm going to reveal to you what my other letter was. So a couple of minutes of your time and stand by. Okay. Now this letter was based on the visit that Trump made to Scotland. And you remember on the steps where our Prime Minister Kier Starmer tried to tell everybody there was such a thing as free speech in this country, a fact that he was very proud of. And we know from the interview, which, let's face it, was a little bit of a disaster for our Prime Minister, what happened next. Well, I decided to write to the White House on this occasion. So this is letter number 2, and this is what I put. Dear Mr. President, I'm writing to address misleading impressions conveyed by the UK Prime Minister Kier Starmer during your July 28, 2025 meeting in Scotland, as reported by GB News. As an Englishman, I'm concerned about threats to free speech, public safety in London, and illegal migration across the English Channel. Given the historic US-UK partnership, I urge you to critically assess Starmer's narrative and engage diplomatically to address these issues. First of all, we come to free speech and the Online Safety Act. Starmer's claim that the UK's Online Safety Act 2023 focuses on child protection and not censorship is misleading. Section 179 criminalises false messages intended to cause non-trivial psychological or physical harm, a vague standard that risks stifling dissent. For instance, Jordan Parler's 20-month sentence in 2024 for inflammatory online posts. So there's an example of something that's happened before. This shows how the law can be misused, unlike the US First Amendment's robust protections. This act threatens free expression, impacting US tech firms like Truth Social operating within the UK. I urge you to raise concerns about its chilling effect on free speech and advocate for policies that uphold discourse. Public safety in London, and this is one that affects everybody. Starmer's defence of London Mayor Sadiq Khan, calling him a friend, glosses over serious failures. The ultra-low emission zone, the £12.50 a day daily charge, burdens low-income families, limiting mobility without clear environmental gains. Meanwhile, knife crime surged to 14,577 offences in 2024, up 7%, according to Metropolitan Police data, with a stabbing in Southwark on July the 28th, funnily enough, when Trump was there. This highlights that crisis. Starmer's failure to address these issues during your meeting misrepresents London's challenges. I ask for your support in pressing UK authorities to prioritise public safety and rethink policies like ULEZ. Illegal migration. This is a doozy. Starmer's claim of removing 35,000 people since taking office exaggerates his government's actions, as many departures were actually voluntary. Over 29,000 migrants arrived via small boats in 2024, according to the UK Home Office. Overwhelming border controls, insufficient vetting and weak measures to smash the gangs, heightened security risks, as seen in past incidents. Drawing on US border security expertise, I request your advocacy for stronger UK actions, such as enhanced maritime patrols or cooperation with France to deter crossings. Let's say we're lacking that, aren't we? And the conclusion of all this is the US-UK alliance is built on shared values of freedom and security. Starmer's statements may have downplayed critical UK challenges, from the Online Safety Act's threat to free speech to London's crime surge and unchecked migration. I urge you to engage UK leaders to address these issues, ensuring policies reflect our shared principles. Your leadership can help steer the UK towards solutions that uphold liberty and safety. So that's the second letter that I sent in. And I've been made aware of a very interesting video, which was part of a video that my friend Preston Journalist did. Please go and subscribe to him if you haven't done so already. And it's very revealing.
Well, I'd say I've raised concerns about free speech in the United States of America. I think the entire collective West, the transatlantic relationship, our NATO allies, certainly the United States under the Biden administration, got a little too comfortable with censoring rather than engaging with a diverse array of opinions. So that's been my view. Obviously, I've raised some criticism and concerns about our friends on this side of the Atlantic. But the thing that I'd say to the people of England or to anybody else, to David, is many of the things that I worry most about were happening in the United States from 2020 to 2024. I just don't want other countries to follow us down what I think was a very dark path under the Biden administration. So in the spirit of having a good conversation, and recognizing the secretary has a lot of things to do, unless you want to say anything else.
Well, David Lammy just got his arse handed to him there, I think. But one very, very important point to make. Did you notice something that I did? England. He said England, not United Kingdom, England. You know that big shiny flag with the red cross that we should all be worried about? But the whole point was they are noticing what is going on. Interesting turn of events, that. I don't know what you think. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of all this. Please, if you are concerned or think about it, it is so easy to do. And surely the more they get, the more they'll listen to. And, hopefully something could happen in the public domain sooner or later. So let me know your thoughts on that. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit the like button. This video here is a quick recap of yesterday's efforts, where I first revealed what I did with regard to Trump. And as always, I look forward to talking to you soon. Toodaloo.